will go after a guy that's not necessarily her type, that's in the top 10 percentile of earning potential.
What?
That's a fact.
What is that? What did you just say? Yo, y'all know what he just said.
Is
Somebody,
anybody on the
can
panel
someone
listen?
translate?
If nobody else was listening to me, it doesn't make any sense. Because if you're not listening to me and nobody else is listening to
I
me,
tuned out, Bougie, because you
it's
just been
important
flip
that we just
flopping
move the
all over,
conversation
bro.
along. Because I'm speaking at a level of intellect that where
Tuned
you have
out
to
because
actually
you
take
just
your
been
time
flip flopping.
and listen.
And
But
now,
what y'all are doing is y'all are mentally loading up questions
does it
while I'm
change?
trying to
Now, Bruiser is doing
communicate
the same
context, and
stuff
you're
that
not
I'm doing.
understanding what I'm saying. What's
I'm
that?
asking you. I'm asking you loaded questions. Is that what I'm doing?
Yes.
By asking you to be consistent without you twisting
You're
up your own
asking
words.
when you frame anytime you say, "Hey, okay," if she's not going after the guy that's not her type, when you frame it as not her type instead of just the average man, you're loading the question. Because now I gotta answer with the ingredients that
Okay,
she's going after a guy
I
that's not
apologize.
her
I
type, and
apologize.
I may not agree that she's
Apologize.
actually going after guys that's not her
Okay.
type.
Hey
When you
Naomi. Hey
add that
Naomi.
qualifier to it, you're
Excuse
loading
me.
the question.
I'm gonna ask a woman. Hey, no,
Yes, sir.
Naomi. Are most women getting the men they want, or are most women settling?
Um, I
If
I
you got to,
so I'm gonna be honest with you. I think age kind of depends on it. I think as a woman gets older, she's actually settling for the man that's interested in her because of other factors. You know, like actually what Jay Prince had said, fertility and things like that. If a man is older and desires children, a woman she ends up beginning to have a geriatric pregnancy after the age of 35.
excuse me, respectfully, hold on, please. I'm gonna ask you again. Do
Okay.
most women get the man that they want, or do they settle?
I think women choose who they align to.
I'm gonna ask you another way. Do most women get their first option, or they get their second, third, fourth option?
Um, I I don't think I'm understanding you correctly because I
Oh, you
just
that why you just you knew you understand about the way you just blew your breath. You and hey Boheme, can I ask you the same question? Could you be honest to me, please? Boheme, do most women get their first option, or do they get their second, third, fourth, fifth option?
Second, third, fourth, fifth.
Thank you so much. And she knew that too. That's why she blew her breath. But like I said, you may not either you don't want to go against him, or you don't want to admit the actual logic that we know about women, that most women showcase certain behaviors because they never get the man they actually want. The man they actually wanted may have passed by them, or they weren't ready for him when they're younger. But when they get older and less attractive, now all of a sudden they're ready for that guy, but it's too late. And I don't mean like y'all get like ugly. I mean you don't look the same way you did when you was 20 and 30. So when you
that
get 40, let me, it ain't that you now all of a sudden got this intuition. It's the fact now you're ready to settle down with somebody because you wasted your prime years and it's more difficult to get the guy you wanted. So most women skip past the guy they could have got, and when they get older, they definitely will never get him again. So they settle and they're angry at themselves for making these choices, and they're bitter, and then they'll conflate that guy that they wanted with most men because they couldn't get the guy. That's why I disagree with True. Most women conflate the minority of men they can't get, that they call an a-hole, or what, or the toxic guy because they couldn't get him, with majority of men who would do anything with women, who are one blowjob from the place to plantation, would do anything you want, but y'all just don't want those guys.
I
so
don't believe that.
let me
I don't,
clarify. When I first initially answered, you actually just said the same thing that I said. I actually said age depends on it because when a woman gets older, she has to settle. When she's younger, she gets the one she wants. You didn't allow me to, you actually re-asked that same question. I
No,
didn't understand it. Hold on. I didn't understand it the third time that you asked because you said something about 2, 3, 4. But my initial answer was when a woman gets older, she has to settle. So
mhm.
that means she does not get the one that she wants. When she's younger, women tend to get the man that they want.
You're
That's why I
absolutely
said
wrong.
that's why I said age
So
matters.
so you're
That's why
absolutely
my first
so
response was age matters. You actually
you
agreed
said
with
it. You
what,
don't have to.
hold
You don't
on.
have to repeat it,
You
but you're gonna
actually
repeat it.
agreed with
You're gonna
you
repeat it.
actually agreed
Go
with
ahead.
what I
I
just
didn't
said.
agree. No,
I
I didn't agree
said,
with you. No, I
you
did not
just
agree
now
with you.
said when a woman gets older, she
Uh,
has to settle for her two,
So
three,
so
four. She becomes bitter.
so the average woman gets married at 29. For a younger woman is getting run through. She's living in her 3 or 4 phase and her fun phase. She doesn't want to settle down. She passes by the guy she could have actually got. Most women don't might get run through the guy that they want, but they don't settle down with the guy that they want because you'll say, I have options. I don't have to settle. I'm gonna pursue my career. I'm gonna pursue my degree. I'm gonna pursue my life. I'm gonna pursue my lifestyle first. Then I'll get the man in the family later on. So that's not true as well either. Women don't get the man when they want when they're young, and they don't get the man that they want when they're older. They could have possibly got the guy that they wanted when they were younger, but they exercised their options, they compromised themselves, and they were out in the street and they wanted to get coverage by the street as well too. They didn't want a man at that age. They wanted their own life.
So when do
I
they get the
now,
man?
okay, so hold on, Darwin, please. I now understand the type of woman in which you speak of. So a woman who's marriage minded, hold on. So you are correct in the certain type of woman in which you speak of. A woman who's marriage minded will have the man that she wants when she's younger.
We all know that. We don't have to say that. That's
Well,
you're
see, no,
deflecting.
no. So when I was giving my example,
Naomi, you're deflecting. Nobody would
no, it's
disagree with
not
that.
deflecting.
It is
So
because all of us would
I'm trying to sit here and meet you halfway with what you're
You're
saying.
not. No, you don't have to
My
meet me halfway.
perception that I gave just now was that when a woman becomes older, she has to settle, which we actually both agreed on. From my understanding, the type of woman in which I speak of, if she's marriage minded, she will definitely have the man that she wants when she's younger. Although you're speaking about a woman who's career minded, that's the type of woman that wants to have a free for all. The type of woman in which you're speaking of is a different type of woman in which I was speaking of. So in actuality, we're both actually speaking truth, because the type of woman that you're talking about is not the type of woman that I would suggest women to become. I don't believe that a woman should pour into like that 3 or 4 phase and wait to get married until they're later.
Right.
So we're speaking of two different.
So no, we're not. No, we're not. Because everybody on the panel agrees with you that a marriage-minded woman is that way. If you are most women at a younger age looking for sex, or are they looking for marriage?
That's a loaded question.
That's not a loaded question at all. And stop trying to say, "But well, I'm gonna direct it to you," and she can be quiet, and me, you can have the discussion, and
Go
you don't
ahead
want
and
to.
direct it
So
to
I'm gonna
me.
ask you. So I'm gonna ask you. No, Naomi.
No.
He
If
interjected.
you're using
Oh, Naomi.
No.
Go
Hey,
ahead
I'll
and
go
let
to
him direct it to me. Go ahead and
So,
direct it to
Bruce,
me.
are most women looking to get married at a young age, or are they looking to become 304s, engage in their fun phase? Since you want Ali again, but don't run
It's
away.
a
Let's have a civil conversation.
it's a loaded question again. And the reason why it's loaded is because what you're doing is you're fixating on only 2 options that the woman can choose from, as if there is not a third or fourth. And some women who may have those third and fourth options, other than just being married and becoming a 304,
What's those
they
options though? Before, so just so we clear,
you
what's those
got
third and fourth option?
here
No, you
again.
can't just say third and fourth option without clarifying what that
You
third and
keep
fourth
cutting
option
me
is.
off when I'm
So
trying to
tell,
land. You
give us.
keep
You
cutting,
can't just say third and fourth
you
option. What
keep
is the third and
fucking
fourth
cutting me
option?
off when I'm trying to
Oh, now
land
you're getting angry. Now you
context, dude.
cussing. Now you cussing. So then
Because
you did
you're
that to
being
somebody the other day.
rude.
You
You're
called
asking
yourself
a
God.
loaded
Why is God
question, which
mad?
is
You called
stupid.
yourself God. You called yourself God the other day. Why
You're
is God
loading a
mad?
question. So
Okay, go ahead.
you tight. So you come in here with a vendetta.
No, you cussing. I'm not cussing.
Here's the thing. You're exposing that you're tight from a previous episode. Okay,
No,
so
I'm
what this
not.
is
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
this is
You've
what
been
I'm
triggered
saying
this
is
whole show. I'm not triggered. Nobody sees me triggered.
you're
I
strategically
just
loading a question
I'm strategically asking what
that
the
only
third or
has
fourth option is. What's the third or fourth option?
you're strategically loading a
Asking
question
about your third. No, I'm not. I'm actually about the
that
third or
has
fourth
2
option.
options.
What's the
The
other
one
ones?
is being married, the other one is being slutted out as a 3 or 4, as if
What's the third?
women
What's the third or
today
fourth one?
are not showing numbers that they're actually going for careers. They're going for career disciplines and stability. And I would think, and I'm not trying to set, but I'm just trying to
Yes, you are.
broaden your horizon of understanding that it's some women out there that's going to find it highly disrespectful
Disrespectful.
that have fathers that are pushing them into fields of expertise that may not necessarily be marriage or just busting it open. So whenever you load a question and you pigeonhole it only down to 2 options, it's called loading the question. So
These are
that's
your
why I
talking
interrupted.
points. These are your
Because if
talking
she
points.
answered that, she would have to answer from the presupposition that there's only 2 things women are doing today, and it's being married and being slutted out, when there's other things that they're doing. And the numbers are showing that they're doing other things. It's just that we got a whole bunch of incel red pill men that are
You're
out
not
here
red pill
jealous
now?
of women because
Not
they're
red pill.
bypassing them. not only in the market,
Bruce ain't red pill no more.
socioeconomically are kicking their asses, and they want to just pigeonhole the women out that's superseding them down to just being a bust down in wife when there's the numbers are showing that they're doing other things. We don't want to talk about it because we have a brand, or we don't want to talk about it because we have an audience that we got to appeal to. But I say, fuck that. If you're going to be real, be real. Look at the numbers. You don't have to base it off of your opinions. There's women out here that
are we gonna have a conversation? You want a monologue again? So if men
well, if you
aren't,
call
if men
on
aren't,
me, I got a lot to say because I got I've done a lot of work.
Because you crashing out.
I got a lot of fucking hours in this shit. So when you call on me, you best be ready to listen. Go ahead.
And we do too. And you crashing out. So for some reason, since you see men all 304s and money hungry, you all of a sudden created a green pill. Tell everybody what the green pill is. Since you're not red pill, you're not blue pill. Has anybody else
heard that I created a green pill on this panel?
What's the green pill? Oh, no one ever. What's the green pill, Bruce? I'm asking
you. You mean money pill, Ali?
Hey, that's the green pill. That's the green pill. You see, that's the green pill.
Fuck you, green pill.
He the worst. He got to co-sign himself because nobody else. He got to co-sign himself because nobody else co-signing him. So what's the green pill?
Go look it up. Do your homework for yourself.
You can't get the women without money.
Look up your pill. Look up my pill.
You can't get women with. So I'm gonna say this statement. The other day on the show, this man told everybody he was God. He got triggered when he was discussing religion, but he'd asking people and telling people they ain't got families and they ain't got what he has, when he acknowledges that most men can't get women because those women don't want them. So a lot of men gonna struggle with not having a family. A lot of men gonna struggle with not having children. A lot of men are gonna struggle with having women. And then when he gets cornered or he gets addressed by women and men, he flip-flops and then he starts disrespecting and demonizing the men for not being able to get women. And then he tries to teach men how to get women with these women who don't want them. That you're actually the problem. And then you get triggered when people ask you logical questions. And I've been telling you that for almost 2-3 years. You'll stand on one thing, then you'll flip-flop. And then when someone calls you out, because you start disrespecting people about their teeth, you start disrespecting people about how they dress, you start telling men that they can't get women because who they are, it has nothing to do with who they are. It has to do with the fact that majority of these men are not good for today's women. And they keep telling you that over and over again. And you keep trying to coach them how to get these women that tell them, you broke, you dusty, you stink, I don't want you, you no good for me, I'm not going back to be traditional, ain't no patriarchy, no archaic, and you still keep leading them in the burning house. So you just admitted when Jay Prince couldn't get the woman, that somehow you're going to coach her to get the women. So you got to repackage your brand again because you keep flip-flopping, and Ali's just addressing you on that. Don't disrespect the man that can't get a family or babies, or maybe because he's short, maybe because he's fat, maybe he doesn't have the resources, because women don't like him for who he is.
Well, all I can say is nobody cares, and you could play the littlest violin. Ain't nobody come to save you. If you're losing, it's because 9 times out of 10 is because you're a loser, and it's because you don't want to go out here and do the work. You're not paying attention to the numbers. You're not paying attention to the market. You're not looking back. You're not looking in the mirror. You just keep pointing the finger at women. And it's time for men to stop fucking pointing the finger and look to the men who are actually getting the results and figure out what they're doing. But because y'all don't want to align with us, because y'all don't want to lean on us, because y'all don't want to ask us, what are we doing? How do we build a household? How do we build an empire? How do we build the thing that a lot of men are yearning for today? And instead of doing that, what y'all want to go do is just tear fucking women down and say they ain't shit. When you could just look in the mirror, and I would be impressed if you looked in the mirror. If most of y'all would look in the mirror, go out and actually do the work, and then come back and fail, and then we have a conversation. But I'm not convinced that y'all are actually going back and doing the work. I keep running into conversations with y'all. Checkmate. Y'all are pulling up on my panels. Checkmate. And y'all are not coming correct. Y'all are coming subpar. And so I can see it. A lot of guys don't. It's just the facts. If we want to state the facts, we can. We can get away from the branding and all that stuff, and we can literally embrace the dark side of the numbers that we keep avoiding. The dark side of the numbers I've been talking about that nobody wants. Bruiser, Darwin, to talk. Please, Darwin, please don't talk about that side. Just keep punching down on the women. No, you motherfuckers gonna have to get your shit straight and stop all this damn complaining. There's guys out here that is winning. Talk to them. Stop talking to the women and try to change them. They can see your bullshit too. You had a woman sit up here for 2 hours straight tell you that your shit stink, and you don't even want to accept it. How can I tell you? The market is telling you your shit stink. We're telling you your shit stink. You're not gonna change your drawers. I'm just telling you, change your drawers, bro. That's it.
Checkmate.
When you can't do your own mic drops all the time, man.
Checkmate. Somebody got to press buttons for me. I don't know if you got a soundboard dope daddy or whatever, because he just co-signed himself to the abyss.